Hello guys, welcome to Hindu Response and thanks for joining me. In today's video, I am going to answer Ambedkar's question, or to be precise, a missionary tactic on Hindus in the name of Ambedkar, that is, who is a Hindu. Along with this, I am going to explain what is riddles of Hinduism, what's the intention of Ambedkar to ask such questions, and the most important, how missionaries mislead innocent Hindus using that book. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it. Press the bell icon to get notifications, and you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram for more information. That being said, let's go. This all started in mid-1940s to 1950s when Ambedkar was working for Hindu Code Bill. During this time, Ambedkar felt lots of opposition from caste Hindus and support from Hindu reformers. He clearly stated that Hindu Code Bill is made based on the Hindu text. While formulating Hindu Code Bill and looking at the different sides such as positive and negative sides of Hindu society, he started to write his thoughts on Hindu Dharma, which comprises of 51 letters, although most of them are still incomplete. After 30 years of his death, the court ordered to research on those letters and publish it under the supervision of a committee. After 2 years of labor, the committee published those works in 3 volumes, which are called as Volume 3, 4, 5. Volume 3 discusses about different Hindu scriptures and how Hindu Dharma reformed itself in each stage, and what led to the reformers' failure, and how Brahmanism took over Hindu Dharma, which leads to the present Hinduism of his time, which is filled with inequality and oppression. Again, let me clear one thing. Brahmanism means a person in higher level exploiting a person below him, according to Ambedkar, but not Hindu Dharma as a whole. He even said Brahmanism is present in Christianity, Islam too. You can check my videos why Ambedkar didn't choose Islam and Christianity, why Ambedkar burned Manusmriti to understand it correctly with proofs. In Volume 3, Ambedkar debunked Aryan invasion theory. He praised how Vedic civilization and Vedas respected Sudras and women. He praised Upanishad and Vedanta to a point. He said Adi Shankaracharya was the first person to talk about democracy, and Buddhism copied some good things from Hindu Dharma. Now, going to Volume 4, which is titled as Riddles of Hinduism. Ambedkar talks how Brahmanism indoctrinated Hindus. Now, what is indoctrination? Indoctrination means the process of repeating an idea or belief to someone until they accept it without criticism or question. I will give you a small example. According to Christianity, all humans have sinned, and Jesus is the only one who never did any sin. A Christian blindly accepts this as a fact. To be precise, the church and missionaries make them believe that as a fact. To a point, a Christian can never even think that Jesus might have done a sin, or there may be another person who didn't sin. In fact, in one of my videos when I said Hindus are not sinners, the comment section was filled with death threats on me. Another example is beheading of a teacher in France by a Muslim. Same way, Hindus have been indoctrinated that they shouldn't question a priest, they should not question who is higher in caste, and they should not even think of questioning Hindu scriptures to see if Hindu scriptures are moral or immoral. However, in his Volume 4, he used lots of fallacious arguments with misrepresentation. He even messed up the timeline, but again, all these are not a big problem because the main intention of Ambedkar is to make Hindus question and check the Hindu scriptures for themselves and get into a conclusion on their own instead of relying on a priest or on a Brahmin, which is somewhat similar to what I do in my channel with Christians and Muslims. You can watch my video 5 facts missionaries hide from Christians, and unlike Ambedkar, I didn't use any logical fallacy or misrepresentation. Ambedkar even mentioned his intention in Volume 4, which goes on like this. This book is an exposition of the beliefs propounded by what might be called Brahmanic theology. It is intended for the common mass of Hindus who need to be awakened to know in what quagmire the Brahmins have placed them and to lead them on the road of rational thinking. Volume 4, Introduction, page 5. By the way, the riddles of Rama and Krishna are not part of riddles of Hinduism at all. It's a committee that added these 2 things into Volume 4, but I will talk about it in another video. Now, going to Volume 5. In this, Ambedkar talks how strong Hindu Dharma is, and why Christianity failed to convert Hindus. To a point, it used lies and deception to convert innocent Hindus, as well as debunking some myths propagated by missionaries. To a point, he said, missionaries never interested in helping lower classes at all, and their so-called education facilities was only for Brahmins or upper caste. Now, as you got the picture of background on Ambedkar intention, here comes the biggest question. Why I needed to make a video on Ambedkar when it is clear that Volume 3, 4 and 5 are actually helping Hindus to be better and strong. The answer is simple. The intention of Volume 4, that is Riddles of Hinduism, died when missionaries and anti-Hindu forces hijacked it and started to use Ambedkar Volume 4 as a tool to convert Hindus into Christianity. How many of you know about Volume 3? How many of you know about Volume 5? But most people know about Volume 4. I see missionaries and Christian channels bringing this up to insult Hindus and Hindu Dharma using appeal to authority fallacy, such as a YouTube channel called Answering Hinduism Jnanis, run by a missionary or a Christian. The original meaning and its purpose can only be understood when you read 3, 4, 5 as a whole. Now, today I am going to answer Ambedkar, or to be say missionary's first question: who is a Hindu? Let us see that missionary or Christian channel.
Namaskar. Welcome to the Jnanis world. Riddle number 1. The difficulty of knowing why one is a Hindu. India is a congeries of communities. They are in it: Parsis, Christians, Mohammedans, and Hindus. The basis of these communities is not racial. It is, of course, religious. This is a superficial view. What is interesting to know is, why is a Parsi, and why is a Christian? Why is a Muslim, and why is a Hindu? With regard to Parsi, the Christian and the Muslim, it is a smooth sailing. Ask a Parsi why he calls himself a Parsi, he will have no difficulty in answering the question. He will say he's a Parsi because he's a follower of Zoroaster. Ask the same question to a Christian. He too will have no difficulty in answering that question. He is a Christian because he believes in Jesus Christ. Put the same question to a Muslim. He too will have no hesitation in answering it. He will say he's a believer in Islam and that is why he's a Muslim. Now ask the same question to a Hindu and there is no doubt that he will be completely bewildered and would not know what to say.
I don't see why it is hard for a Hindu to say why he is a Hindu. A Hindu is a person who follows Hindu Dharma, just like how a Christian is called Christian for following Christianity or a Muslim for following Islam. In fact, the Cambridge Dictionary says somewhat same.
If he says that he is a Hindu because he worships the same God as the Hindu community does, his answer cannot be true. All Hindus do not worship one God. Some Hindus are monotheists, some are polytheists, and some are pantheists. Even those Hindus who are monotheists are not worshippers of the same gods. Some worship the god Vishnu, some Shiva, some Rama, some Krishna. Some do not worship the male gods, they worship a goddess. Even then, they do not worship the same goddesses. They worship different goddesses. Some worship Kali, some worship Parvati, some worship Lakshmi. Coming to the polytheists, they worship all the gods. They all worship Vishnu and Shiva, also Rama and Krishna. They will worship Kali, Parvati and Lakshmi. A Hindu will fast on the Shivratri day because it is sacred to Shiva. He will fast on the Ekadashi day because it is sacred to Vishnu. He will plant a bel tree because it is sacred to Shiva, and he will plant a tulsi because it is dear to Vishnu.
If we agree with Ambedkar, then a Parsi is not someone who is a follower of Zoroaster. Like Ambedkar said, a Parsi is actually a term given to Persians by Hindus. Parsis worship different types of gods, including Hindu gods, if we look into Persian civilization. The exact term for follower of Zoroaster is Zoroastrian, cause even Iranis follow Zoroaster, but still they are called as Iranis cause they are from Iran. Not only that, there are different types of Christians. For example, Martian Christians believes Jesus as God, but for them, God of Old Testament is a demon. Then we have Unitarians who don't believe in Trinity. There are different types of Christians with different beliefs. The same goes with Muslims. If Ambedkar is giving a generalized definition for other religions, then why has a problem in giving generalized definition for Hindus? In fact, Zoroastrianism is considered to be a brother religion of Vedic Dharma, as they both have similar language, similar gods, and even similar texts. To a point, Hindus call them as brothers.
Polytheists among the Hindus do not confine their homage to the Hindu gods. No Hindu hesitates to worship a Muslim pir or a Christian goddess. Thousands of Hindus go to a Muslim pir and make offerings. Actually, there are in some places Brahmins who own the office of a hereditary priesthood of a Muslim pir and wear a Muslim pir's dress. Thousands of Hindus go to make offerings to the Christian goddess Mount Molly near Bombay. The worship of the Christian or Muslim gods is only on occasions, but there are more permanent transfer of religious allegiance. There are many so-called Hindus whose religion has a strong Mohammedan content. Notable amongst these are the followers of the strange Panchpriya cult, who worship 5 Mohammedan saints of uncertain name and identity and sacrifice cocks to them, employing for the purpose as their priest a Mohammedan Dafali fakir. Throughout India, many Muslims have pilgrimages to Mohammedan shrines, such as that of Sakhi Sarwar in Punjab.
The simple answer is secularism. A Hindu has no problem with other religions or beliefs. I don't see why that is a problem for Ambedkar or for a missionary. But there is another possibility. What if Ambedkar trying to say is Hindus are following Muslim or Christian traditions like worshipping Virgin Mary, not because they are devoted to them, but their ancestors were forcibly made to worship them, due to which present Hindus unknowingly doing it. For example, we all know about Goa Inquisition and how Francis Xavier was responsible for it. We know that Hindus of that time were forced to get convert, but now their descendants treat Francis as a saint, or Hindus visiting Ajmer Dargah, who was responsible for the deaths of thousands of Hindus during his lifetime. And if Ambedkar was really trying to say this, then I have no problem in saying that such people are not Hindus. In fact, I even stopped visiting Dargah after knowing the bloodshed they caused.
Speaking of the Malkanas, Mr. Blunt says that they are converted Hindus of various castes belonging to Agra and adjoining districts, chiefly Mathura, Etha and Mainpuri. They are of Rajput Jat and Bania descent. They are reluctant to describe themselves as Muslims and generally give their original caste name and scarcely recognize the name Malkana. Their names are Hindu. They worship in Hindu temples. They use the salutation Ram Ram. They intermarry among themselves only. On the other hand, they sometimes frequent a mosque, practice circumcision and bury their dead. They will eat with Muhammadans if they are particular friends. In Gujarat, there are similar communities such as the Mathia Kundas, who call in Brahmins for their chief ceremonies, but are followers of the Pirana saint Imam Shah and his successors and bury their dead as do Muhammadans. The Sheikhadas at their weddings employ both Hindu and Muhammadan priests, and the Mumans who practice circumcision bury their dead and read the Gujarati Quran, but in other aspects follow Hindu customs and ceremonial. If he says that I am a Hindu because I hold to the belief of the Hindus, the answer cannot be right. For here, one is confronted with the fact that Hinduism has no definite creed. The beliefs of persons who are by all admitted to be Hindus often differ more widely than each other than do those of Christians and Mohammedans. Limiting the issue of cardinal beliefs, the Hindu differ among themselves as to the beliefs which are of cardinal importance. Some say that all the Hindu scriptures must be accepted, but some would exclude the Tantras, while others would regard only the Vedas as of primary importance. Some again think that the sole essential is belief in the doctrine of karma and metempsychosis. A complex congeries of creeds and doctrine is Hinduism. It shelters within its portals monotheists, polytheists, and pantheists, worshippers of great gods Shiva and Vishnu, or of their female counterparts, as well as worshippers of the divine mothers, of the spirit of trees, rocks and streams, and the tutelary village deities. Persons who propitiate their deity by all manner of bloody sacrifices, and persons who will not only kill no living creature, but who must not even use the word cut. Those whose rituals consist mainly of prayers and hymns, and those who indulge in unspeakable orgies in the name of religion, and a host of more or less heterodox sectaries, most of whom deny the supremacy of the Brahmins and at least have non-Brahmanical religious leaders.
Again, this is nothing but a categorization, and Ambedkar himself admitted that such categorization is present in Christianity and Islam too. But what Ambedkar willfully hiding is that Hindu Dharma is an unorganized religion or civilization, unlike Christianity and Islam. For example, religion of Roman civilization is called as Roman religion. Religion of Greek civilization is called as Greek religion, and the same thing with Egypt religion. Hindu Dharma is a civilization just like Roman, Greek, and Egyptian civilization. The word Hindu is actually a Persian word for Indian, and Indian is a Greek word for Hindu. Just like a civilization has people with different beliefs and rules, in the same way Hindu civilization has such things. A Roman has no problem in worshipping a Greek god, and such things are essential for a successful civilization.
If he says that he is a Hindu because he observes the same customs as the other Hindus do, his answer cannot be true. For all Hindus do not observe the same customs. In the north, near relatives are forbidden to marry, but in the south, cousin marriage is prescribed, and even closer alliances are sometimes permitted. As a rule, female chastity is highly valued, but some communities set little store by it, and at any rate prior to marriage, and others make it a rule to dedicate one daughter to a life of religious prostitution. In some parts, the women move about freely. In others, they are kept secluded. In some parts, they wear skirts. In others, trousers. Again, if he said that he is a Hindu because he believes in the caste system, his answer cannot be accepted as satisfactory. It is quite true that no Hindu is interested in what his neighbor believes, but he is very much interested in knowing whether he can eat with him or take water from his hands. In other words, it means that the caste system is an essential feature of Hinduism, and a man who does not belong to a recognized Hindu caste cannot be a Hindu. While all this is true, it must not be forgotten that observance of caste is not enough. Many Muslims and many Christians observe caste, if not in the matter of interdining, certainly in the matter of intermarriage, but they cannot be called Hindus on that account. Both elements must be present. He must be a Hindu and he must also observe caste. That brings us back to the old question, who is a Hindu? It leaves us where we are. Is it not a question for every Hindu to consider why in this matter of his own religion his position is so embarrassing and puzzling? Why is he not able to answer so simple a question which every Parsi, every Christian and every Muslim can answer? Is it not time that he should ask himself what are the causes that has brought about this religious chaos?
Funny thing is, when I look into the comment section of those missionaries, no Christian has problem when Ambedkar talks about caste system in Christianity, but somehow the missionaries use the caste system as a tool against Hindu Dharma to convert Hindus, saying that there is no caste system in Christianity. You guys can watch Strings Jesus with Joseph video to understand it more. And about the caste system which Ambedkar talks, it's universal phenomenon in all civilizations and it is dying slowly. I don't know about Christianity and Islam, but it is dying in Hindu Dharma. Now, from looking into all these things, it is clear that a Hindu is a person who treats India as a mother or fatherland, while wherever residing who neither imposes religious or ideological worldview on others, nor accepts others forcing their worldview on them, while being connected with the theological or philosophical views and cultural traditions that are born in India or Hindustan. If you want to know more about the word Hindu in terms of law and constitution, and as per Ambedkar too, please look at this video. The link is in description. And by the way, I saw some missionaries are asking to show the word Hindu in Hindu scriptures, and to them my answer is, we Hindus, the ancient civilization of the world, doesn't need to answer someone who converted for a rice bag, or for the fear of hell, or for imaginary heaven. But if my Hindu brothers want to know about it, I can make a video on it, or you can watch Arjun Arya's video. If you feel my video is helpful and informative, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Yours, Hindu Response.